Hello traders, P. Consington from iHub here today, and I want to talk to you about the stock chart for IMMB, Immunotech Laboratories Incorporated, which is an OTC markets traded stock. So the first thing I want to point out here is the RSI. You'll notice that it's currently at about 48.88, which is just below the buy zone, which is 50 to 70, just about. So that's generally a good area for the RSI to be in when you buy a stock. So the other thing I want to point out about the RSI is I have a 14 period and a 5 period RSI here, and when the 5 period RSI crosses the 14 period RSI, that's another good signal that it's about time to buy, because the 5 period RSI is a little more volatile. It moves quickly, much more quickly than the 14 period, so it's a good indicator generally of when to buy. So another thing I want to point out here is that we have an upper trend line. As you can see here, it's this blue line that goes down to about 25 cents. So you'll see if we follow the current trend, we should expect to hit about 25 cents here pretty quickly. And from the current price per share at 21.3 cents, that's a pretty decent sized gain. So we could easily break out above that though. So, and here's why. You'll notice that the 13 EMA, which is this orange line here, is sitting just above the current price per share, and there's also the 10-day moving average, which is when combined with the 13 period exponential moving average, a very strong short-term momentum indicator. So generally when the price per share of the stock breaks above the 13 EMA or the 10 EMA, you're looking at a pretty solid breakout. It's a great short-term momentum indicator, and it's definitely one to keep our eyes on come tomorrow. So the next thing I want to point out here is you'll see that there's been a lot of accumulation here. Generally when you see higher volume green days versus your shorter or your lower volume red days, that means that the stock's being accumulated. And as you can see back here in this breakout back in January and February, beginning of February, you'll see that there was really huge volume, and this was all green volume obviously, so we saw a lot of shares being accumulated, and on the red days we saw generally relatively low volume compared to the green days where we saw a lot of heavy accumulation. So it's pretty safe to say that there has been a lot of shares accumulated at the 45 cent area. Anywhere from really 30 cents to 45 cents, we saw a lot of shares accumulated, a lot of shares bought, so we should have a lot of shareholders from up there hanging onto their shares, looking for either to get out even or to maybe even see some profit here. So that's one thing. We should have a pretty strong base of people holding the float with higher share price up there, so that's another thing that should help push us up come the 7th here. So another thing I want to point out here is that you'll see the accum dist is starting to flatten out, and it looks like it's about to start going back up. That's a good sign, again, for accumulation. We'll see the MACD here. The MACD it's starting to kind of flatten out on its downtrend, so that's another sign that we're starting to turn more bullish here. And let's see, more indicators to point out. CMF, it's also slowing down on its downtrend, so it's starting to flatten out, and that's another sign that, again, a lot of accumulation, and we should be seeing the price kind of start to react and head back up where it should be. The ADX is a trend strength analyzer, and basically here we see that the minus DI line, which is the red one here, was actually above the ADX line, which is the light blue line here, and so that was the controlling trend was a red trend here, but you saw that it quickly lost strength, and it's currently outside of the relevance zone, so the downtrend is no longer relevant, which means that an uptrend could easily come in and take effect and become relevant, so we could see a pretty strong uptrend here soon. Another thing I want to point out really quickly, and this is the last thing, is the TRIX indicator. And again, this is a short-term momentum indicator, and it's looking like it's starting to kind of flatten out on its downtrend, and we're looking to go back up pretty soon. So this could easily be more of your kind of bottom of channel type play. as you can see here, it's been trading from about 20 cents to, like up in even the 32-cent area, and we're only at just above 21 cents right now. So there's plenty of upside potential here, and even to hit the top trend line at 25 cents would be my bare minimum price target here. That's still a pretty solid, sizable gain here. So this is my pick for the 7th, IMMB, Immunotech Laboratories Incorporated. I'm not an investment professional, so please just use this video as entertainment purposes only, and I can't be responsible for any investment decisions you make. Thank you. Bye.